Hello my friends, how are y'all doing today? I hope everybody's doing well and staying safe, getting your vaccine, and getting out and about a little bit more maybe. I had a friend over a while back who wanted me to show him how to make some of those different molding designs that I've made a lot of using the woods and resins. And I thought I had showed a couple of styles in one video. So I thought I'd take a few minutes and show a few more and show y'all what you could do with simple wood and resin for molding that you can use for trim and backsplashes and casing and building boxes and furniture edging and for pieces on children's furniture and in the kids' room and stuff. So I'm going to show y'all a few ideas of some on how I make them, and I sure hope y'all enjoy it. So let's get at it and see what we can make, huh? Hey y'all, want to see if I can save you this grief. This is, I think, the third time that I've set off my saw stop. What was I doing the first time? Oh gosh, a piece of treated lumber that I was trimming down set it off. I guess it was plenty wet. It didn't feel that wet. Second time I needed to rip a piece of aluminum and just plain old was a you-know-what dummy and forgot to turn it off. And the third time was just now. I had a carpenter's pencil, little thin strip of wood, pushing it through the blade. Had the guide holding it. Bam! Set it off. What I can figure, the lead in the back of the pencil right there was touching my hand. When the lead touched the blade, bam, went off. And I've used a carpenter pencil a million times. But don't use carpenter pencils as a little tiny push stick when you got a little tiny piece of wood. The lead inside it will conduct and set the saw off. So y'all don't do that like I did, okay? Hey guys, okay, I put the strips in these. Y'all saw me do that already. And I showed y'all on the other video these little molds I make with some cookie molds from Hobby Lobby with extra resin. And, sorry, I'm sitting there, and the little hearts. Focus in on that camera. Come on, camera. Anyway, gonna be using those here. See if I can zoom you in a little closer there. Alright, I'll try and keep the work within that area there, guys, so y'all can get a better look. Yeah, and I mixed up a little Total Boat resin off camera. Put some mica powder in it and some glitter. Gotta have the glitter. What's life without a little glitter, huh? At least I like a little glitter. Hey y'all, I've got a couple of little frays here I've got to fix. I've zoomed in on them as tight as I can. I hope you can see them. So I'm going to hit them with a little C&A and clamp them. And I'm using some Star Bond today. Great little glue. I love this glue. Comes in the thick, the medium, and the thin. And I don't know if I've ever showed y'all before, but Star Bond comes with these little micro adjust tips for real precision work. Come on, Doug. There you go. Get it on the camera. Real good little glue. I've got just that tiny fray there. Went and frayed out on me. Hey guys, what I have here is an opal sheet from the manufacturer. This color is called Paubalone. P-A-U-A-A-B-A-L-O-N-E. You know I can't pronounce anything. It's a very thin sheet. It's got a peel and stick on it. And what I'm going to be doing is cutting some very thin strips of it that I need. Cool looking stuff, huh? And it's from a company called Easy Inlay. You can find them on the internet. Easy Inlay. Neat stuff. Let's see how it turns out. Okay guys, we got to get our resin mixed up here now to get started. And as y'all know, if you've watched, I've been using Alumilite. And last week, for the first time, I tried some Total Boat. I'm using this high performance epoxy, the 2-to-1 mixture, and it worked out wonderful. I was very, very happy with it. So, wanted to let you know that's the epoxy resin that I'm going to be using today. Let me get some mixed up here now. Okay guys, I gotta mix up another little batch of Total Boat here. Give me a minute. Again, this is a 2-to-1 mixture. Great stuff. And I'll be right back. Right, time to get pouring some resin. Hey y'all, just wanted to take a minute and show you this. This is a little piece of opal carved like the shape of a footprint from Queensland, Australia. My friend Mr. Peter Vick sent it to me a while back last year, and I have a door here where the visitors to the shop sign, and I put it up on the wall. So I wanted to give y'all a peek at it, and Peter, I wanted to stop and say thank you. Thank you, my friend. I am honored, truly honored. It's there for life. Thank you, buddy. Look y'all, I'm barefooting it. My point for stopping here, and I'm going to keep it in the camera this time, I wanted y'all to see this. The blue tape will not stick to the wet resin when you pour it. Good tape to use when you have to do edges and the resin's going to hit it wet. It won't stick to the blue tape. Wanted to let you know. Guys, what these are is it's a book holder or a placeholders mold, whichever you know it as, and the silicone molds are available on Amazon under Resin Art Craft Supplies, and it's about 10 inches high and probably about 8 inches wide, and it's made of resin. Why it's so dark right here, but we'll see it better later. Hey guys, I got a few little indention side air bubbles I gotta fill, so I'm gonna be using a little Starbond thin here to get them fixed with. Hey guys, I think I've showed y'all in a couple of my other videos, but anytime I got pouring resin, I leave these molds laying around in case I have a little extra. And they're silicone molds. They're some of them are actually candy molds. Most of them are, for molding chocolates and hard candies and stuff like that. I get them from Hobby Lobby. The Hobby Lobby stores sell them in the baking department, and they're made of silicone, and they work great for resin, casting little objects for inlay and stuff. So thought I'd give you a sneak peek and let you know. Hey guys, how we doing? Wanted to take a minute and show you this. That's that little bookend, book holder, plate holder, little Dumabagi that I poured with the extra resin. Again, the mold is available on Amazon. I'm afraid I don't have a link to it, but you can find it. Just search resin casting molds. It's there, dirt cheap. They got several sizes. This one is 10 inches tall. And I've got a use for it. I'll show you. I promise. I will. Hang on, let me grab this board. Alright, y'all take a peek here. Let me see if I can show you this. Okay? See how these look like they're floating? They weren't, if you'll remember when I put them on. They were touching on the sides, and so was this one. What I do is once the glue is dry, go back with the table saw and rip it again, and that's what makes them look like they're floating out in the middle. Now if you can see these two resin lines right there, that was done with that 1/16 inch kerf blade, real small fine line blade. That's why it doesn't matter how tight these blocks fit in or how loose they fit in, because you're going to come back afterwards and cut the line again. And again, this whole little look is done with just the table saw, as I think you saw. Table saw and you saw, table saw, you saw. So, I'm sorry, Focus, focus. I love playing with these cameras. Alright guys, I've got them sanded up to 320 right now. I'm going to sand them up to 1200. I'm going to be sanding them dry because there's a mixture of wood and resin, and if I was to try to wet sand the resin, I would only get the wood wet and raise the grain on the wood, and I'd be defeating the purpose. So for these, I'm just going to sand them dry up to 1200. Sander going round and round. Okay y'all, how we doing there again? Got them all finished up, and like I say, I didn't show you me putting the finish on them because I really didn't finish them that yet. I didn't want them to be that shiny where you couldn't see the moldings and stuff from the reflections. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a look-see at them, and I hope you like them, and I'll try and explain a little bit about them. If y'all haven't yet, please hit that like button. If you find me halfway decent of a fella and I'm not too bad, I'd be honored if you subscribed. If you don't, that's okay, I'll get over it. It might break my heart, but I'll get over it. But anyway, guys, I love it, and thank you to y'all who do subscribe. Thank you so much. I hope I don't ever disappoint you or let you down. So let's take a look, see here what these things look like, eh? Let's get at it. Okay guys, here you go. I'm using playing cards to identify them. So in case y'all had a question on one, you'd know how to tell me exactly which board you were looking at. Anyway, they're all made out of the oak, like you saw me cutting, is what I used for my backboard. And I had the main dado right here for the resin, and then my second and my third dado for the two inset strips. On this one I used that jade or emerald, whatever it was, that stripping that you saw me putting in. I used black ebony as the wood and yellow heart as the fill strip here for this one. The black ebony, when I put it in, was cut to the width of the strip, and then I passed it through the table saw again, creating where they were floating out in the middle. And that's how I got that effect on that one. Alright guys, on this one I'm using the 9 of spades. Y'all can see the cards, so I won't tell you that. But again, the same thing, my wide rip, and then my bent strip, which I spaced out by using some little, what did I use? Cut-offs of a round dowel, I think. Measured them out on equal distances, so the bend stayed uniform in the piece of wood. On this one I'm using blood wood, that's what these woods are. And then a blue inlay in the strips. And you see this swirling in the resin? If you're doing this, you won't get that effect by just pouring the resin in there and walking away. You have to stick around and work it and stir it up a bit as it starts to set up for the swirl pattern to stay in it. If you don't, it won't. Alright guys, here we go. See how those blocks look crooked? Don't know why, but they're not. They're perfectly straight. This is Paduk. This is Wange and green and purple resin. And there's, like I said, 2 coats of lacquer on here. And then, what did I do? 2 coats of lacquer and sand it and wiped it dry with 4/0 steel wool. I didn't want a sheen on them so y'all could see the inlay work. Here we go guys, this one I really like for kids room furniture, any kind of decorating in the kids room. Remember I showed y'all all those little resin pieces I was making with the candy molds from Hobby Lobby. And on here I put a pink bed of resin into the inlay with a little silver glitter in it. And I know you can't see that because I didn't bring the wood up to a shine. And then put the little inlays in it in multicolors and clear on top of it. The wood I used on this one was purple heart, which is right there. And this is resin, a red resin. This one came out very nice, guys, I thought, and there's a multitude of woods in here. You've got your blue resin, you've got snake wood, you've got black ebony, and you've got blood wood. Black ebony, snake wood, black ebony. Then I came along and it's not showing up well because I hadn't put a shine to it, but I made a cut. When these blocks are put into these little strips, they don't have to fit perfectly because you're going to come back and pass through the table saw and make another cut on each side. And that's where I put that dark purple resin. And again, they're not showing up that great. Maybe I should have shined them up for you, but I love the way the pattern on this one came out. Looks very nice. Number 5 here is a repeat of the last pattern. Again, that swirling in the resin. On this one, I came back between the wange and put another cut so I could put some blue resin in there. Again, the blocks are put in full, and then the cuts made on the table saw to make them floating in the middle of the resin. The other half of this, I used that blue resin in it, and this one I used a green. Give you an idea of what they look like with different colors. Number 4 here's the other half of my wave pattern, except I used 2 different shades of blue, one on each side, gone with the bloodwood again, and a green resin. Greenish blue actually is what it is in my last 2 dados. This is the other half of the black ebony one with the yellow heart. On this one I use purple strips and a purple and silver resin mixture here. Again, creating these blocks floating in the middle by once they dried, making that pass through the table saw again to create the floating effect. This one I used more of those little resin casting pieces that I was making. Their footprints in the sand or in the beach is what I wanted to call this one. Again, I used yellow heart and then a blue and a green resin to create this effect. Put down a gold base with some glitter in it, and then the footprints walking in the sand. Came out very nicely. Again, works wonderful for kids' rooms. Molding around the door, built bedside of the bed frame, toy box lid, drawer fronts, you name it. Makes real pretty stuff. Alright guys, last and least. Okay. Beautiful bloodwood, black ebony, snake wood, black ebony, red wood, red resin. Didn't come out looking very nice. Didn't like the way the resin mixed with the red at all. The pattern just disappeared into it. Although a beautiful pattern, bad choice of coloring on my part. And of course I couldn't go without showing you the finished product here. Told you I had a use for it. Hey y'all, this is a piece of Russian olive burr that Mr. Scott Stubner sent me. Thank you, Scott, thank you. 2 nice little book matched pieces. One day this guy will learn to speak, guys, I promise you. Okay, they're very thin. They're about a 1/4 inch thin, about 6 inches high. Hadn't figured out what I'm gonna make with them yet. And there's also 2 more little tiny pieces here. These are really kind of cool looking. Same thing, that's about 4 inches tall and about 3 inches wide. So, hadn't figured out what I'm going to do with them just yet, but wanted to give you all a peek of them. And thank you, Scott. Thank you, buddy. Okay, guys, here you go. I put 1 coat of resin on all of them so y'all could see the true colors of them with some gloss on them. I didn't buff it out yet or anything, but wanted to let you see them. I'm not going to buff them until I cut them, and I'm going to make some little boxes out of them. But wanted to let you see them, so here you go. Hey my friends, I know not everybody has access to exotic woods and stuff in your area that you can get to, but if you still want to make some of that type of molding, I'm going to show you how you can do it out of all just one type of wood, using red oak or piranha pine or birch, maple, cherry, poplar, any light colored wood you might be able to get your hands on. I've cut up one more piece of red oak here. Rookie rat, a spare one when I was cutting the rest, with the center dado and the two smaller dados, and this is just a piece of plain red oak, nothing fancy. And what I've also done is cut a couple of small strips, 3/8 by 3/8, again out of some plain red oak, and I've cut a bunch of little triangles. See if I can show you all those. There you go. And again, out of just some plain red oak. So let me show you how you can, not drop them, and make some molding using just one type of wood. Think you might like it, and hope it would be helpful, because I know not everybody can get their hands on some scraps of exotic woods and so on. So let's get at it real quick. Alright guys, before I get started here, let me show you what I forgot to tell you. I cut the grooves 3/8 of an inch deep. I cut the little pieces I'm going to use for the insets a lot less, like half, 3/16. The reason is I don't want to sand them because I'm going to color them. So when I put the clear resin on top, I don't want to get into sanding the pieces of wood that I'm putting in. So, on my little triangles here, come on, I pre-sanded the corners and the edges so they were nice and smooth, okay? I'm using a very old can of Minwax Ebony. And I'm using Minwax Saga Red, is that how you pronounce it? Hold on guys, I'm so sorry. Alright guys, I'm going to set my piece of wood out of the way. I don't want to get any stain on this thing. What I've got here is about 1 ounce of clear polyurethane. Not lacquer, urethane. What I've got here is yellow epoxy dye. And I'm going to do 10 of my little pieces with my red. Forget what red we called this. I can't pronounce that thing. It doesn't have to be that, but S-E-D-C-N-A. Sedana? Sounds like a musical song. Nice and purty there. Alright, like I say, catching the edges and the top. This back edge doesn't matter much. You're not gonna, whoops, you're not gonna see it. Okay, gonna get 10 red and 10 black. Alright guys, I got my red on my 10 pieces and my black ebony on my black pieces there, and I'm gonna let them dry for about an hour and then wipe the excess stain off. Let it soak in real good. Alright guys, we're going to make us a little resin soup. Mixing us up a little more total boat. Nice little pump. Pours it for me, mixes it at the same time. Well, not completely mixes it, just, you know, gets the correct amounts in the container. I still got to do the hard work and mix it up. There we go. 2 cups of juice. Alright guys, the pigments I'm using today are by Eye Candy. Alright, if y'all can see that. I got these from Rockler. I saw them there and I thought I'd give them a try. We're going to be using some Solite Blue. Alright guys, since I'm doing this with stain wood, remember, not solid woods. Like I said, let's pretending we were using Wangay and Paduke here. It wouldn't matter if I got any resin on top of them, I'd just sand it off. But with these I can't. So I've got to be real careful putting in the resin to make sure I don't get any on the wood. Okay guys, it's been 30 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and put my swirls in the resin. And like I was saying, if you don't wait till it gets just gelled, you can't create that nice little pattern in it. So, here you go guys. Not the finished product yet. Gotta let that dry. Then I'm gonna sand about maybe 3/32 inch off the top, and then put the clear in. Bearing in mind I can't sand down to the stained wood, otherwise that'll all look like plain old oak again, and we don't want that. And I can't really get you a side view at the moment because of the tape. Let's see if I can. You see how low the stained wood is protruding below the unfinished oak? Like I say, I'm going to sand about 3/32 off and then put clear in to coat the whole top of it, keeping the stained wood the color it is. Alright guys, let me give you a look at the finished product on this one. Man, that glare, that thing is shiny. I haven't taken the tape off of it, I just put the clear on it this morning, so I wanted to let it finish fully drying. But doesn't that make a beautiful pattern? And again, that's done all with just the red oak. I decided not to put my yellow piece in there, it didn't look good with the green. I thought this came out much better. And again, these little moldings can be used for anything, they can really decorate up some furniture and projects. Hey guys! How we doing? I hope y'all enjoyed watching that. I had a lot of fun making them. Got all sticky, cooking up that resin soup. And that total boat I've been giving a try on is working awesome for me. Been very happy with it. But sure hope y'all like the moldings. Thought of some ideas you can use them for. They can be done for anything. bookshelves, door frames, countertops, backsplashes, edgings, you name it. Instead of just plain wood, a little bit of extra effort, some resin, and you can put some real color and life into some things. Okay? On the other note, I'm working on a storage unit that I need above one of my sanders and a couple of other little projects. I'm also working on a lamp, a big tall floor standing lamp it actually is. It is going to be made out of, I think, what am I using? Wange, if I'm not mistaken. I forget at the moment. But anyway, all's going good around here, staying real busy with work. Wish I had more time. There's just never enough time in the day, it seems like. But hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm going to get back to work on a few more things. Y'all subscribe if you will. I'd be honored. I really appreciate it if you do. If you do, please leave me a message and let me know. I like to say thank you. I do. Try and like the videos if you can. It all helps. So y'all be careful. Y'all be safe. I'm going to get to work and I'm going to be back. I promise you. Alrighty? See you in a minute now. Bye. Hey, Berto. Berto. Come, we got to get this place cleaned up, man. This place is getting dusty. Come on now. If people see it like this, they're going to think I actually work in here.